Chapter 339, Killing at the Bottom of the Water. This chapter is updated by Novels.pl. The Black Dragon power was like a floating cloud. It struck at the 10th level genuine martial arms, forming two fierce-looking illusory images of black dragons. The two black dragons' claws were 8 meters long. Di Yi's cultivation had advanced considerably. It was not until now that he truly exerted the power of the black dragon ghost claw. His arms were like two giant black dragons, flying up from both the right and left. They struck toward the sword wave. Bang! The two dragon shadows blocked the sword wave and wore away at it. In the end, they completely diffused the sword wave. The residual strength fell on the hill to the bottom of the water. With a loud thump, it left two giant claw prints in the hill. If the divine soul of the golden dragon was still here, this attack from Di Yi with its devastating destruction would definitely have irritated the golden dragon. Unfortunately, the divine soul of the golden dragon had already dissipated, and its power had disappeared with it. 4 pulses strike out at the same time. The genuine chi in Zhang Yuochen's chi flew quickly through his right arm to his 4 fingers. 4 fingers struck out sword waves at the same time. Thousands of sword kis flew out with the 4 sword waves, attacking Di Yi. 4 pulses struck out at the same time. Every pulse was a martial technique at the superior class of spiritual stage. It was as if 4 unique skills were released. Di Yi's hands moved forward with his fists stacked on top of each other, forming a light shield with a dragon pattern. It clashed with the 4 sword waves. There was a deafening sound. 4 impact forces converged and hit Di Yi, making him fly backward. Di Yi's black robe rose up in the water, then dropped back to the bottom of the water. Both of his arms were sealed by the icing cold. Clap. He ran his genuine chi and the ice broke. There was a stabbing pain in his right palm. A small bleeding sword wound appeared. However, he was wearing gloves. No one knew that he was hurt. How can it be possible? How did Zhang Yuochen suddenly become so powerful? Has he reached the ultimate realm of the Earth realm? It's impossible. It's impossible. The ultimate realm is not that easy to reach. Di Yi's eyes were an evil blaze, staring closely at Zhang Yuochen. He was using the omen eyes as if he wanted to see through Zhang Yuochen. When both of them were at the completion of the Earth realm, Zhang Yuochen had obviously been overwhelmed by him. Even if they had both reached the heaven realm, his strength should still be more powerful than Zhang Yuochen's. How had he been defeated by Zhang Yuochen with one movement? He had fought with his contemporaries since he was small. This was the first time that he'd gotten hurt. He should be careful. He could not be defeated in a small place like Omen Ridge. Although Di Yi was arrogant and frantic, he was also very smart. His expression gradually became serious as he looked at Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen was a rival that could help him improve. The students from the School of the Martial Market saw the fight and were extremely shocked. They certainly knew about Zhang Yuochen. He was Master Lei's secret disciple and ranked 98th on the Earth board. They only knew that he was very powerful. They hadn't known he was this powerful. Even a silver-gowned elder in the heaven realm from the School of the Martial Market was far behind him. Elder brother Zhang is indeed very amazing. He can fight to a draw with the young master of Black Market Excellence Hall. If only I could be as powerful as he is. An internal student in his 30s looked at Zhang Yuochen with admiration. Although he was older than Zhang Yuochen, he willingly called Zhang Yuochen elder brother. If possible, he would even take Zhang Yuochen as his teacher, hoping that he could teach him some movements. Of course, he also knew that it was impossible. It is said that the young master of the Black Market Excellence Hall defeated Bukion Fan, number 1 on the Earth board, in 3 moves. Does that mean elder brother Zhang is as strong as number 1 on the Earth board? It seems that we can be saved. Among the dozens of hostage students from School of the Martial Market, most of them had already known Di Yi's identity. They were already desperate and knew that they were not far from their deaths. Zhang Yuochen's presence gave them hope. As long as the young master is here, even Zhang Yuochen and Si Xingkong can't save you. Yan Siming stared at them with a mocking smile. They hoped that Zhang Yuochen could save them. They didn't know that Zhang Yuochen was like a clay Buddha fording the river, hardly able to save himself. Yan Siming knew very well how powerful Di Yi was. Among the people of the same generation, No one could outwit him. Even the martial arts legends of the older generation could only be suppressed if they fought with him. No matter how powerful Zhang Yuochen was, there was a huge difference between him and Yi. Zhang Yuochen looked at the hostage students. He frowned. How could he save them? Although he had made great progress in his cultivation, Yi's strength was not bad either. It would be impossible to defeat him in such a short time. Zhang Yuochen took out his golden dagger. He passed it to Si Xingkong and said, "Eldest brother, you are now in care of this 10th level genuine martial arms. Besides me, your cultivation is the most powerful. Only you can use it at its maximum power." Si Xingkong took the golden dagger and infused genuine qi into it. Suddenly, a golden light column 10 meters high shot up, forming an arch-shaped knife horn. It cast golden light on the water around it. "Good knife," Si Xingkong said. "Junior fellow apprentice Zhang, what do you want me to do?" Zhang Yuochen used sound shuttle to pass the message. He gave tasks to Si Xingkong, Chang Kiki, Chen Xia, Huang Yanshan and Duan Muxingerling. Si Xingkong nodded his head. His eyes grew firm. With the help of this dagger, the formation can surely be broken. In Yunwu Commandery, a 9th level genuine martial arms would be sufficient to protect a commandery. The power of a 10th level genuine martial arms was even more extraordinary. Now that I've reached the heaven realm, I can be regarded as a martial arts legend. I wanted to kill all of the warriors of the black market long ago. Chang Kiki ran his tongue around his lips. He rolled up his sleeves and took out a piece of combined attack jade stone. Chang Kiki, Si Xingkong, Chen Xia, and Duan Muxingling worked together to embattle and ran down to the bottom of the hill. Zhang Yuochen wanted to use the formation of the combined attack and golden knife to break the black market warriors' 1,000 knives and stars formation. Yan Siming became serious. "They actually dare to attack first, then I will kill all of the hostages." Dozens of black market warriors standing in the back raised their battle knives, ready to slash down. Zhang Yuochen secretly applied the power of space freezing, causing the warriors' bodies to become stiff. The entire world seemed to be frozen. They stayed motionless with their knives in the air. Yan Siming did not understand what had happened at all. He scolded, "What are you doing? Why aren't you chopping them to bits?" Yi stood and watched from afar, feeling that there was a vague power moving around their bodies. He began to ponder and looked at Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen smiled back at Yi and nodded slightly, with a mysterious smile. Yi struck out with one palm, forming a fierce flow of genuine qi. It broke the power of space freezing. Although Yi did not know what kind of martial technique Zhang Yuochen had used, he was secretly on guard. He told himself he needed to be careful when he fought with Zhang Yuochen, in case he used the same movement. Yi realized more and more that Zhang Yuochen was a worthy opponent. If he defeated Zhang Yuochen, he could further strengthen his undefeated heart of martial arts. If he could bring Zhang Yuochen under his control or refine him to become his shadow, his strength would be doubled. Phew! Huang Yanjin applied the shadow of the royal wind dragon. A giant dragon shadow of genuine qi surrounded her and leapt down the hill to rescue the students at the speed of light. Just as dozens of warriors of the black market were about to chop down again. Whoosh! Sword light flashed, and there was a bright sword line, flying over sideways. It sliced 2 black market warriors in half. They were killed on the spot. There was a red area in the water. Huang Yanshan's current martial cultivation had reached the mid-stage of the heaven realm, and she was a fortress genius. Dealing with the warriors at the completion of the earth realm would be as easy as chopping vegetables for her. The black market warriors were quickly killed by her sword, leaving only decapitated bodies and blood. "If you want to rescue them, you have to defeat me first." Yan Siming raised a 7th level genuine martial arms war knife with 9 rings and moved his feet, slashing toward Huang Yanjin. Cloud-splitting knife. Yan Siming was tall and strong. His broadsword technique was very intimidating and its power was ferocious. It was like a giant raising a knife to cut open the mountain. The momentum was astonishing. Compared to Yan Siming, Huang Yanjin was very petite. She barely reached his shoulders. It seemed like one palm from him could crush her into pieces. Faced with Yan Siming's ferocious knife, Huang Yanjin just moved sideways slightly, avoiding it. Jan Siming did not succeed and left a deep knife mark at the bottom of the water, forming a gully 1 meter wide. She actually escaped my knife with my full strength. Jan Siming was startled and somewhat surprised. His speed was a bit slow. Huang Yanshan stabbed with her sword, attacking his globula. A blue sword radiance appeared in Jan Siming's eyes. It grew brighter and brighter, fully covering his eyes in the end. Puff! The sword tip stabbed him in the globula, leaving a bloody mark. She quickly took back her sword and stabbed at the other black market warriors. Jan Siming stood where he was. His body was stiff. Blood streaks ran out of his wound and blended into the river water. Water waves surged over. Jan Siming's body floated up and slowly sank down to the bottom of the river. His eyes were still wide open like he had died dissatisfied.